Hi guys, Sean from Stray Angel here, and today we're going to do a quick little tutorial on how to read what's called a waveform monitor. Now, a waveform monitor is a tool, a scope, that shows you the luminance information of the image you're viewing. And I'm going to bring it up on this monitor here, and you'll see the waveform monitor is a graph. It goes from 0 at the bottom to 100 at the top. The information you see displayed on it, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's white, is a display of the luminance value of each pixel in your image. And the way you can read it is that all the way on the left side, you have the left side of your image. All the way on the right side is the right side of the image. So the image is actually preserved left to right in a waveform. The up and down is simply a measurement of how bright that part of the image is. At the bottom, you have 0, which is pure black. At the top, 100, which is pure white. So when you look at an image, you can get a pretty instant guess as to how your exposure is doing and where you might have trouble in terms of too dark in the shadows or too bright in the highlights. Now, the image we have here, we've made a little bit contrasty just to show how much the waveform can change. You see on the left side of the screen and on the right side of the screen, it's very dark. And you can see that reflected in the waveform monitor where you have thick bands near 0. Similarly, in the center, there's some overexposed highlight areas, and you see that represented up here at the top. Now, there's also areas that are sort of in the middle, like these bushes here, or the brighter areas on this side, and you can see those represented more in the middle of the waveform. It's a great way to tell if your image is still safe and legal and that you're recording all of the information you possibly can. On top of that, you can use little rules of thumb to help you with exposure in other situations. For example, the average Caucasian normally likes to sit around 75 to 80 on the waveform monitor in terms of their skin tone. So if you're shooting an interview with somebody and you're not sure what exposure to use, you can bring up a waveform monitor, set their face to be right about 75 or 80, and you'll know that they're going to have a good exposure. That brings us to the end of our tutorial on a waveform monitor and how to read it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or send us an email. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can keep up to date with all of our videos on both gear and technique. Thanks for watching.